and it is understandable because of the psychological issues that Nigerians are going through. When we understand the psychological impact of colonialism, when we understand the psychological impact of the government of Nigeria, the impact that this Nigeria government has caused on Nigerians, then it becomes a lot easier for us to relate with them, because a lot of people get frustrated. They say, oh, how can you be going through something and you are behaving like it is not happening, whereas it is happening, you know? Um, for instance, look at those who um, there was this program I watched sometime about this young woman who escaped from captivity. This is a life story, her life story. She escaped from captivity, but she was rescued. Let me not say she escaped. She was rescued from captivity, and she kept defending the captor, the person who kept her captive. She kept defending the person until it got to a point where all the power that the man had over her um, faded away. All the power that the man had over her faded away. So you must understand the psychological impact of colonialism. This Saturday morning, the time now is 11 minutes past the hour of 5 in the holy and blessed land of Biafra. Once more, I welcome you to Radio Biafra. The time today is 17th of February 2024. Just 3 days ago, love was in the air. Just 3 days ago, love was in the air. And for young ones, I must say, people were giving gifts, people were getting gifts, people were going out, people had plans. You'd wonder where the money is coming from. The economy is very bad. Where is the money coming from? And it is good, honestly, to have such a time, because such things reminds you that you are alive because of the situation of things, because of the kind of society that we are living in. It is very good once in a while for us to take our time for the people we love. And these days it is hard. You are not done thinking of perhaps school fees, perhaps this and that and that. So it becomes an impossible task, really, to care for somebody else when you haven't really taken care of your needs. So it is a good thing to have such days where no matter what you believe in, you just take it as just that day that you give gifts. I received the message. Actually, I received the message, and it was quite informative. The message contained the ills of Valentine's. Uh, how Valentine started, how you don't need a day, just a day to show love, how people are misinterpreting the word love, and all of that. And that calls for introspection. That is really an opportunity for us to introspect. I like criticism because it calls for introspection and it calls for growth. Um, the truth of the matter is that people have used Valentine's Day for a day to do whatever that they have been unable to do for a long time. Valentine's has become like what do you call it? Like alcohol to some people. Some people, alcohol helps them do that thing that they couldn't do normally, that they are unable to do normally. So they wait for the day that alcohol will hit their lips so that they will go and talk to that person they wouldn't have spoken to. They go and take that action they wouldn't have taken to. And yes, it is blamed on alcohol. So yeah, to so many people, Valentine has been like that. To so many others, it is just an opportunity to remember to celebrate somebody special, an opportunity to remember how people around us um, contribute to our well-being, contribute to our development. You know, that day, to some of us, it is a reminder of the sacrifices that some are making for us. Sacrifices that some people like Mazin Namdekano are making for us. Mazin Namdekano today is in the DSS dungeon because he is making a sacrifice for us. Once more, I call for the immediate release of Mazin Namdekano by the Nigeria government. I call on the Nigeria government to obey the ruling of various courts of competent jurisdiction, which declared the abduction and continued incarceration of our leader illegal and a crime against humanity. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, was abducted from Kenya by Nigeria government on the 19th of June 2021 and was tortured in Kenya for 8 days, after which he was forcefully brought into Nigeria. And since then, he has been unlawfully held in the dungeon of the DSS in Abuja. You may recall that on the 20th of July 2022, the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention declared that the extraordinary rendition of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is a violation of international human rights conventions and also ordered his immediate and unconditional release. It is such a shame that Nigeria government has continued to snub this opinion, just like they have done to the ruling of various courts in Nigeria that discharged and acquitted Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Instead, they have pursued every effort to inflict severe physical and psychological torture on him. Recall that the same government on the 14th of September 2017 set plans into action to assassinate Mazin Nnamdi Kanu despite the case of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu due to appear in their court some hours later. Thankfully, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu managed to escape, but the Nigeria government ended up killing at least 28 people in his home that day. The Nigeria government did not end just by this massacre, no. They went beyond there. The Zoo government trailed Mazin Nnamdi Kanu until they abducted him in 2021 from Kenya. And since then, they have been subjecting him to severe torture in the DSS dungeon. Now, the story of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu sounds familiar to you. It reminds you of what you are going through. It reminds you of what every Nigerian is going through, right? But the story of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is way more than that. The story of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu should inspire us every single day. The story of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu should inspire us to do better, to improve ourselves until Biafra comes. The story of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is a story of an innocent man, an honest man, a hard-working man, who saw Nigeria for exactly what it is, a crime against humanity. In a bid to ensure the survival of his race, he embarked in creating awareness concerning the hellhole that the contraption is and the disaster that Nigeria is descending into. And today, like a prophet, his words are unfolding before our eyes. In addition to the torment of Onyendu, thousands of Biafrans are illegally held at different dungeons operated by Nigeria government simply for demanding a democratic process of referendum. Our people are being held in different places, just like Onyendu. What crime did these people commit? They only demanded for a referendum. Only for a referendum. Such a shame. What a country. a so-called democratic country. Nigeria is a shame.
Another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 holy,
Holy, holy, holy. Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. That is for sure. Today, I did say yesterday that we will be talking about the impact of trauma on the psychology of people, especially the trauma of terrorism. Let us talk about the trauma of terrorism. Once more, I welcome you to Radio Biafra. You know, this is Sunrise, and we are always here from 5 a.m. until 7 a.m. This is your number one radio show. This is also your number one radio station. You know, Radio Biafra is not your conventional radio station where people play and dance and talk about things that is not as very significant to you. This is not your usual radio station where people tell you, no, believe in Nigeria that things will be good. There is, here we tell you how it is. Here we tell you how things are. We give you proper analysis of events as they are. Here we do not sugarcoat and tell you to keep holding on to something that we have analyzed and it will not work. That is just, that is self-hate. That is self-hate. We cannot hate ourselves. We have come far. We have come far. We must be honest about our situation, honest about the problem that we are facing. That is the one way to solve our problem. The number one way to solve our problem is honesty about it. And honestly, it is not easy. Anybody who is listening to us is a very, very strong person, because it is not easy to come here, and the news you read almost every day is about the number of people who have been slaughtered, the number of people who have been killed. It is not easy. Sometimes people have mental breakdown because of such news. Do you understand that in Nigeria, most Nigerians do not want to listen to news information that is hardcore? Many people would rather watch funny games, funny things. That is why most Nigerian content creators are busy creating content that the people will watch. Content that are funny, things that doesn't make sense, but you can just laugh because of the stress, the pressure that Nigerians are going through. It is Raskimono that sang that song, Under Pressure, My People, Under Pressure, Nigerians, Under Pressure. That song is still relevant today. We are streaming live on Facebook. If not, I would have played that clip. But Facebook and their issues, their shenanigans, they have been, recently we've been having certain issues with Facebook. But we continue, we move. So people are under pressure in Nigeria, and that makes it very, very hard for people to behave properly, for people to really channel their attention to their problems. Problems are daunting. Problems have psychological effects on us. Either problems make us better or they make us worse. Either issues we go through make us a better people or it makes us worse. Therefore, let us see problems as a positive. Yes, it can be a negative, but at the end of the day, it's all about how do we choose it? How do we look at it? It is hard, believe you me, to wake up every morning and look at the crazy thing happening in Nigeria. That is why most times when people leave Nigeria, they don't want to think about or read even in the news about Nigeria. Somebody once said to me, I'm done with exams now. I don't want to read anything, including billboards. You know, billboards. Even when I'm driving on the road, because I'm done with exams, I'm supposed to read billboards on the road, on the streets. No, I'm not going to, because I read so much during the exams that yes, this is the position of Nigerians. They are stressed so much that they do not want any further stress. And this is natural. This is natural. It is natural that you want an avenue for you to take yourself away from whatever is disturbing you. Just a relief, to have a relief, to have a relief. But the thing that Nigerians must get to understand is that, in as much as I'm saying that is natural, there are certain natural behaviors that as human you must learn to conquer, you must learn to overcome. You know what makes a human being different from other animals? One other thing that makes us different is our ability to learn. Our ability to learn and remember what we have learned for a long time. So many animals remember, yes. But do they really learn by themselves? I'm not talking about. And do they implement what they have learned? Remembering for a long time in this context, I'm talking about passing it on from a generation to a generation, to the next generation. Human beings learn and they modify what they learn. They learn, they relearn, they learn, they relearn. And our ability to seek out information to learn from. To seek out information to learn from. That is what makes us unique. Having watch what is happening in the news every day will not break you down. It will not break you down. It will rather strengthen you. It will not. It will strengthen you. We have to learn to be strong If not for ourselves, for those who are coming after us. If not for ourselves, for those who are coming after us. Now, let me read this news to you, this very first news to you, and then we take it from there. This news, it's one of those news that comes out of Nigeria. You know how it is. There is no news that comes out of Nigeria that is good. It is always destructive. But I will bring you good news very soon. Let me just read this. It says, Nigeria, world's second deadliest genocide country. Over 150,000 killed since 2009. Enter society. Nigeria, world's second deadliest genocide country. Over 150,000 killed since 2009. Enter society. Now, I remember I once said to somebody, a Christian, I said to him, do you know where the highest number of killings of Christians is happening in the whole world? I remember the person said, Afghanistan, this and that. I said, no, in Nigeria. In Nigeria. I remember that information that came out either last year or last 2 years, a survey on the killings of Christians. I think that year it was about 5,000 something Christians killed, and in Nigeria was around 80%. 80% of the killings happened in Nigeria. Or about 5,000 something Christians killed worldwide. About 80% of it happened in Nigeria. And most people do not know this information. Most people like this information. Most people do not know it. Why is that the case? It is because we have not done enough. We have not done enough. As we, I'm not talking about IPOB members, no. I am talking about Nigerians. Nigerians have not done enough. The Yoruba media, they don't care about you. After all, Tinubu owns very, very significant part of the media. They don't care about you, Nigerian. Whether you are Yoruba, you are Hausa, you are Fulani, they do not care about you. Yoruba media. In fact, all they care about is the Fulani and the sustenance of Nigeria. Whichever way that Nigeria is sustained, the Nigerian media do not care. So they are not ready to tell your stories. They are not ready to tell your story of oppression. They are not ready to tell your story of suppression. They are not ready to tell your story. Now, have you ever met somebody who went through kidnapping? To ask them, how do you feel? How did that experience make you feel? How do you feel after that? You know the trauma that they go through, the sleepless nights, how they cannot sleep. I remember somebody who lost somebody very close to him, and he couldn't even sleep for those few days because he spent time with the person and the person fell ill. He took the person to the hospital, and before long the person passed. The psychological effect it had on him was immense. It was immense. Not to talk of kidnapping. This person could not even sleep alone for a couple of days. Not to talk of a kidnapped victim. So the impact, the psychological impact of terrorism on the Nigerian people is too much. How many Nigerians have been kidnapped? How many? Are we talking about the psychological impact of poverty? You know, you know that poverty has a profound impact on everybody's well-being. Everybody individually, poverty has a very serious impact in our well-being. Poverty can have severe and very, very long-lasting effects on our mental health. Yes, it can. It can. I'm not saying it is the only thing. I'm saying that it can. It can. This morning we'll highlight psychological challenges that Nigerians are facing from different angles. From different angles. And let me take you back to the news. This news I read. It says the Inter-Society, this is News Express. It says the Inter-Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law, Inter-Society, has rated Nigeria as the world's second deadliest genocide country, surpassed only by the battered state of Syria. Inter-Society, in its international investigative report on Wednesday, February 14, 2024, compiled by its board chair, Emeka Umeagbalase, and other principal officers, alleged that over 150,000 civilians have been killed since 2009, a crime perpetrated on the grounds of ethnicity and religion. Now, I want us to pay attention to what he said. A crime perpetrated on the grounds of ethnicity and religion. And this is a matter of fact. This is a matter of fact. Now, we'll come back to this, the grounds of the perpetration of this crime. I remember having a conversation with somebody one day, and I said to him, do you know that Nigeria president forfeited money, drug money, in America? He said, wow, and he went on to become president. I said, yeah. He is the president. And do you know that before he became president, the ECOWAS, before he was confirmed as the president by the court, ECOWAS already confirmed him for Nigerians. ECOWAS, before the court gave a ruling, ECOWAS already gave him a position. So what if the court had decided otherwise? Because ECOWAS only showed Africans and West Africans, let me leave it at that, that this man is not going anywhere. That was what they said by confirming him as their chairman. I said to him, do you also know that in Nigeria, I'm just giving you pointers that you can use in just drop this conversation on somebody out there, because we must tell our stories and watch the person's perspective of Nigeria. Watch it. Just watch it. I said to him, do you also know that a terrorist was found in the house of a governor of a country? A terrorist that bombed, the terrorist that bombed a church. That is a church in Abuja, the capital territory, the capital of Nigeria. Like Washington. Somebody went to Washington, a church in Washington, and bombed it. And then you found that person, put him in jail, and the person escaped from jail, from prison. The highest prison in America, imagine, escaped. Only for you to find that person in the house of one governor. That is what happened in Nigeria. The person escaped from jail after being caught. You know that Nigeria, being caught is very. Everybody commits crime and gets away with it because Nigeria is the crime capital of the world. Now they caught this person, which means they put a lot of effort only for this terrorist to escape. Only for this terrorist to escape. And was found in the house of a governor. And I said to him, do you know that that governor today as we are speaking, as we speak today, that governor is the vice president of Nigeria? The guy could not believe it. He said, are you serious? I said, yes, this is happening in your backyard here in Africa. It is happening to the giant of Africa, in the giant of Africa. Now, doesn't that make you wonder why do Nigerians prefer talking about something that is not important to them? Have you, I know you have asked yourself, and that makes you angry, doesn't it? It used to make me angry. It used to make me, until I found people sitting next to me. Every day I have such conversation with them. I ask them why, and they say to me, leave, forget. Everybody is not as strong as you are. Some people have collapsed a long time ago to the trauma of Nigeria. Imagine a terrorist killing you. The state that doesn't care about you finally caught him. Remember the trauma it cost you for this person to be caught. You understand that even the process of solving a crime can be traumatic to the victim of the crime. That is what Nigeria, the process they take you through, the traumatic process they take you through. They don't solve your crime in order to, let us solve it. They say, be church. They don't, no, they don't. They take you through a traumatic experience before they even solve it. Because they never solve any crime in Nigeria. Nigeria is a place where criminals will come to a street you know this, I know this. They will be robbing a street. You call police and say, we are being robbed. They will not show up. Now, it is different if they just do not show up. And that is it. But they will show up after they have left to arrest you. That has been said, that went through trauma. That the thief sent through trauma. I told you about somebody who said, I relocated because of the trauma I faced in the hands of thieves who came to my house. Somebody went through that trauma, had to go through counseling. You have nobody to counsel you in Nigeria. There is nobody goes through counseling. Therefore, people, when they want to release, they lash out on others. Yes, Biafra daughter, Nigeria government is a criminal. It is a criminal. You know, we are live on Facebook. We are live on Radio Biafra and Radio Biafra Motherland. And for you that is committed to this journey, to this struggle, you don't know why Onyendu talks highly of IPOB. You know how highly of IPOB he talks. He speaks highly of IPOB. Because you have broken that normal process, that process that says that, hey, you must have a psychological problem. I once said here Do you understand that Nigerians are very loud, and that is a problem, a psychological problem, because one, they are very loud, two, they don't understand each other. How can you be loud, which means your voice is very clear, very high in volume, but the person you are speaking to will still not understand you, and you will still not understand the person that is you are speaking to that is also loud? Very, very loud people, yet they do not understand each other, yet they do not use their loudness for a conversation, for a proper conversation. That has affected us in several ways. Today, Nigeria movie is being watched all over the world, but they can't use it to tell their story. They are loud like that, but they can't use it to tell their story. You see the Yoruba media, all they care about is money. You see people, our people, businesses are being destroyed in Yoruba land. And you find them there doing nothing to protect their brother. Doing nothing to protect their brother. But today they are the ones crying that there is poverty. When people say that what's his name, that Tinubu is treating the Fulanis and all of that the way, oh, it's bad and all, I say no, it is not. Forget all of this. It is not. Because number one, I don't want to get involved in their drama. I am like like Moye said, I am paddling my own canoe. I put it on this on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, from Facebook on this video, you see a post that says paddle your own canoe. Row your boats. Your leaders are goats. Row your boats. Your leaders are goats. But you are not doing anything. You have gone through trauma. Yes, I accept that. Psychological trauma. I accept that. As a Nigerian, what are you doing to get yourself out of that mess? That is what makes you human. That is what makes you human. Now, religion, they are killing Christians. And you find other Christians are quiet. The Christians who are actually fighting for you are foreigners. Those in America that I read their report once in a while. Your bishops are still busy sending money to Rome. Rome that is not fighting for you. It is a religion. You understand that every Sunday you contribute money. Saturday like this, there are people who are going to also contribute money. Daily, people are contributing money. Hey, Oma Okpai, he will come and people will pay money. Adeboye, people are paying money. What's his name? All of them. All of them. But are they speaking up for you? I must commend Pastor Chris actually. This year I listened to where he was talking about how it is time for freedom. I must commend him for at least having a little conversation about people, the need for people's freedom. I ask him to do more. To do more. You know, Pastor Chris, when I used to listen to his teachings, and I must tell you honestly, as a child, Pastor Chris helped shape the way I reason. He helped me to see things from another perspective. He helped me to interpret something differently. You know how being from an Anglican family, because I stopped here in this report. I want to talk about this crime perpetrated on the grounds of ethnicity and religion, because we keep talking about religion on this platform and people think we are crazy to talk about religion. But this is our problem. This is our problem. Ethnicity, not so much, because we are different people. We will always. It is even the reason, the ethnicity problem is the reason why we're asking for our freedom, because it will not work. The people are not willing to be one. But for those who claim they are one, the religion, like Christians, and you fail to defend yourself, is that not madness? Is that not madness? So when we talk about the impact of religion in our land, please, please do not take it personal. It's even madness that you take solving your problem, you take it personal to the point that you will not want to solve your problem. I did not think I would spend much time on this conversation this day. But it is important that we have this conversation. We are suffering psychologically. That is why when somebody is trying to have a conversation about the problems, the ground upon which you are being slaughtered, the foundation of your problem, which is lack of cohesive union, because we are of different ethnicities and because of the false religion. These two things, this is the ground upon which even the crime that is perpetrated today, the killing, the genocide, is still on these two grounds. And remember that Nigeria was created for genocide of the people. It was genocide that brought Nigeria into existence. It was through genocide that Nigeria became. When the British came, they levied war. They were killing the owners of their land. They were killing the owners of their land. The owners had to protect themselves. They defended themselves. We stood up, we defended ourselves. And after that, they were killing people. You see how these terrorists are killing people today? Where do you think these Fulani terrorists are learning their skills from? Where do you think? Who do you think is advising them even today? Do you think that the Fulani terrorists have the guts to abduct our leader? Do you think that these terrorists, that they have the guts to abduct our leader? It is Britain. It is all Britain. You have a country that is suffering on two bases, and you have religious leaders who every day you are giving money to. What are they doing with that money? A rational person, somebody who is psychologically alright, who reasons, will say, why is my money going to people who are killing me? Do you know that is what let me tell you this story, this wonderful story. I find it quite interesting. This is the difference between anyway, let me not say it's the difference between a white man and a black man, because some of us are able to do that. Some of us are doing that already. But this white man called Bruce Mayrock, he saw the killings of Biafrans. And you know what? He killed himself. He burned himself to send a message. You that is being killed, you have accepted it. You know, you don't even want to hear about your own killing. I'm talking to Nigerians. You don't even want to hear about your own killing. This has nothing. I'm not talking to IPOB members. I'm talking to Nigerians. Does that not tell you that you are going through a psychological problem? I once even, in one of our meetings, I said we need to bring a psychologist into this radio to honestly help people, honestly, because psychologically Nigerians are going through a lot. Will Nigerians even accept psychological help? That is the question. Will they? You must, it's like when you are treating a madman. You got wagodi a chain first. You have to restrict that person. If it is an open place, you find a way to restrict that person. If it is an enclosed place, these days medication is being used as a way to restrict people. You know. Our people are going through a lot, honestly. And it's disturbing. It's so disturbing. It is so disturbing, especially when you understand that these people have no control whatsoever. They have given up control. They have given up control. Now, let me read this again and then we can proceed to the next news. It says, Inter-Society in its International Investigative Report on Wednesday, February 14, 2024, compiled by its board chair Emeka Ume Agbalasi and other principal officers, alleged that over 150,000 civilians have been killed since 2009. A crime perpetrated on the grounds of ethnicity and religion. Nigeria has become the second deadliest genocide country in the world, accounting for more than 150,000 religiously motivated defenseless civilian deaths since 2009. 15 years of Boko Haram jihadist uprising in Nigeria. The Nigeria's alarming death toll is only surpassed by the battered state of Syria, which has been embroiled in devastating civil war since 2011, with civilian deaths of 306,000 out of about 21.5 million civilians. Now, I want to stop here. I want you to go and read this report. It is on our Facebook page. It is on Radio Biafra Motherland, and it is on Radio Biafra, I believe. So you can go and read. The full report is on Radio Biafra Motherland. We posted it there. You can go and read it. It is this report makes me, I don't know what to say, honestly. It takes away words from my mouth. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. The second deadliest genocide country in the world. Now, that prophecy of our leader that said that Nigeria will be worse than Somalia, is it not happening? Who is worse now? Is it Nigeria or Somalia? Who is worse? Is it Nigeria or Somali? Somali, remember, in these killings, Somali is not there. Nigeria is the second after Syria. So Nigeria has passed the second worst genocide. Excuse me. We must all wake up, and we must all wake up people around us. I was speaking to somebody yesterday, and he was talking about how the cement price has increased from 3,000 to 11,000 something, 12,000, and he was complaining about it. Of course, you must complain. And this person is a pastor. Now, my question is, are you one of those who are encouraging others to not speak about politics, not get involved in politics? Or are you one of those who are getting things done? Because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, politics affects your life. You either become active in shaping your future, or you become inactive. And when you are inactive, you do not have the right to complain. You see, Nigerians, the reason why Nigerians don't want to complain too much, because they have become inactive. They have become inactive in the direction of their own life. So they have forfeited the right to complain. You just know. Your mind tells you, since you are not doing anything, why do you have to complain? It is like somebody who did not vote in an election, for instance, a country that the election is free and fair. You did not vote, and then you want to complain. What right do you have to complain? Your right to complain becomes limited. But in Nigeria, where voting doesn't work, what do? You actively look for a solution, because you know. You look for a solution because you know that voting doesn't work. And that is why we are here for a referendum. Now, let me read this other news before I open up the line. We are just scratching the conversation of psychological impact. It's too clinical, and I don't believe that. I don't think I have that kind of a time to talk about clinical issues. The radio is supposed to be a place where we talk about simple things and try to get it to work for us. Especially because, like I said, this my program. It might not be for a very intelligent, very educated, very informed person, but it is for everybody, for us to be able to carry even somebody who is hearing this information for the first time, or hearing the information about Nigeria for the first time, for us to carry everybody along. Do you understand that most of our people living in America, their children don't even born in America, and the rest of them, they don't even know what is happening in Nigeria. The story they know about Nigeria is, this wonderful, beautiful place, because that is what their parents sold them. And their parents have refused to be active participants in the direction of their lives. I'm just using America as an example. Now, this, I want to read this. It says, reasoning should prevail. The whole thing was unnecessary, so recalls for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Yeah, this is from, I'm reading this news from, what's the name of this? Okay, this news is on Radio Biafra. You can just go to our Facebook page and you'll read it. It says, the candidate of the African Action Congress, AAC, in the 2019 and 2023 presidential elections, Omoyele Sowore, has restated his call for the release of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. Okay, this is wonderful news. I am reading this because I think this is good news. When you find a Yoruba person speaking out for an Igbo person, it is something rare. It is something rare. And it is also the same way I read about Pa Ayo Adebanjo when he said to Nigerians that, hey, if your right is taken away from you, then it is war. Then you know that war has been declared on you. He said it to Nigerians pump and plain, and I love that man. I love how he is honest about these things. Recently, he called for the release of our leader. In as much as these days, personally, I have learned to do more than words. I have learned to do more than words, and I expect everybody calling for the release of our leader to do more than words. More than words. Put your words into action. That is what Onyendo has taught us. Lead a protest, call your Yoruba people, call your African Congress, Action Congress people, lead it. I love the fact that at least a Yoruba man speaking for an Igbo man, that is something that it is rare. Our people's businesses are being burnt in Lagos, and how many Yorubas spoke up for the Igbos? Yes, I know you might say, but our people have been told to go back home. There is never any justification for injustice. Never. Never. Even though our people have been asked to go home, it doesn't justify the fact that you have to demolish their businesses and that you keep quiet. The Yorubas did not stand up together and say, you know, enough of this. We protest, we do this, we do that for this our neighbors, for this our brothers, for this our Nigerian people. No, you did not. You did not. And it is one of those things when I talk about the psychological subjugation. You have been subdued psychologically to the point that it is no longer about what is good for your people. Because when your child that you gave birth to is watching these things happen, and you are busy dancing, telling him or her how wonderful it is, and how you are gearing up to take over that shop that you could not compete with and take over. This is one of the benefits of capitalism, competition, healthy competition. What do you think that child will be thinking tomorrow? What do you think? How do you think that child will behave tomorrow? Even against you. Even against you. Remember that this program here on Sunrise begins by 5 a.m. until 7. So if you join just halfway, you have missed out a lot. You must join in the beginning so that we can have a conversation. So that we can have a fruitful conversation, a proper conversation. And very soon I'll be opening up the lines so that you can join us in this conversation. And once more, I want to remind you that Payo Adeban just told you that Nigeria is in a state of war. He already told you that if your elections were, your rights were taken over from you, if elections was rigged, then it is a declaration of war to you. Have you seen it that it is a declaration of war, or do you think war is about bombs dropping? You don't know that everything changes, everything evolves, including war. When you write a book today, why do you think the book gets revised? After every few years, they revise the book. They say, okay, this is the 6th edition. Your mathematics, your biology textbooks, your physics, your even CRUK, your Christian religious knowledge. The books get revised. Because change is constant. Change is something that is constant. Now, the state of your mind must always be revised. The number one thing that we must revise, we must always think on, we must always pay attention to is our belief. We are a product of colonialism, I have said oftentimes. Therefore, if we cannot question what we believe, then we are simply slaves, because colonialism is about the production of slaves, the production and the usage of slaves. That is what colonialism is. And until we recognize that we are a product of it, which means we are under slavery, and then we do what we are supposed to do, which is to daily think or revise what we think, what we believe. Our belief system, daily question it. Because even the decisions I make today are still as a result of that system. I cannot fully rob myself out of that system. I cannot fully, totally, no. It has made a lasting impression in my life. I can never wipe it away. Even when Biafra comes, I cannot wipe it away. It has become a part of my history, a part of your history, a part of our story. We cannot wipe it out. Totally, no. But we can decide the path that our future is taking. We can decide the path it will take by facing our problems head on, by being active in the course of our life, in the direction that our life is going. So let me leave this here. There is a lot happening in Nigeria, and I would love to bring you the news, but at the same time, I would like to open up the line. So let us go on a few minutes break, and we will be right back. Do not go anywhere. This conversation has only started. It has only started. I know a lot. There is so much happening in our land that somebody will call in now and start talking about what is happening in our land. Yesterday, we spoke about, a caller gave us information about the Enugu, the people from Enugu who their PGs wrote a memo or whatever they wrote and said they want to give land to so and so people. These are politicians, you know. These are politicians. If Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, they say the apex socio-cultural Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, big names. So if Ohaneze Ndi Igbo can be decided by the Fulani people, talk more of your PGs. Like I said yesterday, I know PGs who are living overseas. You wonder how they are the president general of their communities and they are living overseas. Okay, so these politicians should they should allow me to rest. Honestly, these people, I think time has come for us to really deal with them personally. It makes me angry. Honestly, we have a lot of issues and we still have to deal with our own people. We still have to deal with our own people. People like Hope Uzodinma. We still have to deal with such people who are working with Abu. You saw the press release yesterday. I read yesterday. Our own people working with that terrorist who is there harvesting our organs. Hey, we must take care of ourselves. We must take care of ourselves. It is very important. We'll be right back. Then we'll open up the lines so that we can have the second part of our conversation. Dale.
Another Savior. Holy, 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 Megujugu. Another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 Megujugu.
Okay, holy. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. That is non-negotiable. That is non-negotiable. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is the savior of the Biafran people. If Mazin Nnamdi Kanu had not come, I struggle to even think of the state that Biafrans would have been. Today, I was reminded a few days ago that today our land would have been overrun. It is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that ensured that we still have a place called home. The number to call is +27 78 0645457. You can call on WhatsApp or you can call on direct line and I'll bring you to Biafrans. The number to call is +27 78 0645457. Today is the 17th day of February 2024, and the time now is 14 minutes past the hour of 6 in the holy and blessed land of Biafra. Like I said, our conversation today is about the psychological effect that the problems Nigeria has been causing is giving to us. The psychological effect of Nigeria. And like I said earlier on, a pastor said to me that the price of building materials, especially what is cement, is so much, from 3,000 to 11,000. And when you check the price of things, it has gone like that, over 500% increase. And that is just crazy. That is Nigeria. Now, my question is, what impact, what effort are you making in order to ensure that this problem is solved? One of the problems of those who are going through psychological problems is that they see the problems but they cannot proffer solution. That means that the person is really not having proper cognizance. The brain cannot properly analyze problems in order to proffer a lasting solution. And that is a problem that Nigerians are going through. And the more we understand these issues, the easier it will be for us to solve these matters. If we can understand the problems that we are facing, it becomes easier for us to solve these issues. Now, remember that I have always spoken against being called very late when the program is about to end. Why are we not having that conversation now? Why are you not calling in now? I just got a call. Let me introduce this caller. Caller, you are live on Radio Biafra. Please introduce yourself and go ahead with your opinion. Ndeo.
Good morning, Mazen Mbanali.
Good morning. Please go
Hello.
ahead and be a lot more audible.
Okay. My name is Chukwu, and I'm speaking from my location. I greet my leader, our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the man who set up this platform to expose so many evil that was hidden under the roof of heaven. I greet him once again. You see, what you are saying this morning touch many areas. The problem of black man is how they reason. I was thinking sometime, if not Nnamdi Kanu, if not Radio Biafra, what will going to be the end of black man, especially in Nigeria? What is going to be the end? Because what white people did in Africa, the foundation is in Nigeria. And that is why they say Nigeria is one, indivisible. That is exactly what happened. And they are not happy that our leader exposed to this extent. Because there is no other way you will know what is happening. You can see what is going on in Nigerian media. They are not there for their people. The Fulani have stolen so much that they are out to buy anybody without change. And they are ready there to support the When we are talking about Fulanis, you are talking about Britain and their allied white people. They are the people who are creating all this confusion in Africa from beginning to the end. They are the people sponsoring the terrorists to destroy Africa. So there will be no peace and there will be no development. Now you talk about Sowore and Baba Adebanjo and all of that. These people has been some people which our leader have been talking about when he's on the radio. At least any side you go, you will see some good people and see some evil people. Look at somebody like Obi of Onitsha. I was thinking that this man is somebody in Igbo land that can come out and make a statement all these years, but this man cannot say anything. But when Britain came to Abuja some time ago, this man will travel and go to visit the Britain in Abuja. Even the Britain, when they come to the east, they will go to his house to see this evil man. That means that this man is one of their agents in Igbo land. If you calculate all these things, put it together, you see that what is going on in Nigeria is terrible. For instance, last time we talked about a bus, a whole loaded bus from Lagos, and kidnapper catch them, cut the bus and take all the passengers inside the bush. The other time, the one loaded from Owerri to Abuja was also kidnapped and take all the old people to the bush. Where is DSS in Abuja that claim they are security in Nigeria? Where is them? When they are tracking machines and all of that?
They are nowhere to
Where
be
is
found.
the army?
They are nowhere. You have 1 minute,
Where is
please.
the army? Where is the police? Have you seen that Nigeria is made for criminality?
Yeah.
That's the total question. That's the total thing. From their president to their local government, to their pastors, many of the pastors and many of the bishops. These people don't think about their members. What they are interested in is to come and collect money every Sunday and reach themselves. Whatever is happening to the member is not their business.
Yeah.
What is the time people are supposed to open their eyes to know that hence you are going to the church and the church is not taking care of you? It's better you stay in your house. Take that your money and feed your family.
Yeah.
Whatever will happen, let it happen in your house. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I greet you once again. And I greet all the people who understand what we are into in Nigeria. Thank you very much. And all hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your contribution this morning. As always, thank you very much. And he said one thing very profound. He said, if you are going somewhere, he said, if you are going to church, but I'm going to say if you are going somewhere. If you are going somewhere and it is not useful to you, why do you keep going? Why do you keep going? I have a caller on the line. Caller, you are live on Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndewo.
Mbanali, the owner of this world, the owner of life and death, the creator of human race. May his peace be unto you. And unto every Biafrans on this planet Earth. This world has been existing before we came. And it will continue to exist after we have long gone. Anywhere you are, Biafrans, this is the time for us to be free. Every human being is created by the Most High. And if you know you are a leader in Biafra land, this is the time to bring one. We don't need more story. And the Fulani You people know you are different from Hausa. And the Hausa leaders, you know you are different from Yoruba leaders. And the Yoruba leaders, you know you are different from Biafrans, we the ancient Igbo. And the Biafrans leaders, you, all your leaders, from King, remember one thing, you came from your mother's womb as a child, as a baby. Before you grew up, Caribbean will like a Congress in America. Makaya Jekwiyawo, Dada Namde Kanu, Kesi Ketchko Kadamo, Kai so in Igbo. I will talk about Dada Namde Kanu, I was scratch. I had to put it, was too nila. I swear, you go back ever. They will be no.
Mazi Okechukwu.
Makachine.
The other day, no, onye say na ge na gijuwayo.
I Goyan. Yes, Goyan say na no na la uzomboye. Le. And the Goyan so big aka ya lazo. That na throw pokolo shit hole. I mean again, and they called us black monkeys, but they thief our year. I had you know, thief our good.
Mana ị ga-ejukwe nwayọ because enwe owu naanị Trump ka ị na-agwa ma owu Biden biko enwere ndị na-ege anyị nidikwere i contain so gaa n'iru 2 minutes. Okay, your line has already gone off. Okay, I hope he heard me. I hope at least maybe from the radio he heard what I'm trying to communicate. Some people listen to us, and we must also accommodate them. So all I'm saying is for us to refine, for him to refine how, at least he speaks in Igbo language, which is good. At least he speaks in Igbo language. And I am sure there are people who feel motivated by the things he says. When he says things the way he says it, I think there are people who get motivated by that, but at the same time, there are people who do not like that. So we just have to find the middle line on how to trade. So we are. This is a very. I remember my first day on Radio Biafra. Somebody, Mazi Okechukwu, called the show that I was anchoring with. I was still learning actually. And he said that somebody told him this same issue. And my response to him was that if he thinks what he's doing, he should go back and think on it. And if he thinks it is making impact, then he should continue. If not, then he should stop. And he continued, maybe because he thinks it's making impact. But all I'm saying is don't stop, only adjust your methods. That is all I'm saying. Do not stop. Do not stop being fearless, because you cannot get freedom being afraid. You can't get freedom being afraid. Do not stop being fearless. You must continue on your fearless path. I'm only asking for adjustment so that we can be able to accommodate everybody. Speak it the way it is, yes. But we must also adjust. So the number to call is +27 78064 5457. And if you are listening to me, you can call in via WhatsApp or direct call, and we'll bring you to Biafrans. Remember, this morning we are talking about the psychological impact of Nigeria on Nigerians. Okay, let me answer this call. Caller, you are live on Radio Biafra. Please, okay, it is still connecting. We are having problems with the connection. Caller, are you there?
Yes. Okay. Maazị Mbanali.
Ndewo.
Udochukwu kabia madologi nwa Chineke. Great Biafrans, may Elohim, the God of our land, the God of our ancestors, be with every one of you who are doing the needful. Maazị Obasi Ejike. I'm calling from blessed land of Biafra. Our leader remains Maazị Nnamdi Okuchukwukano Hamadike, one of Biafra land. Biafra is our religion. On this hallowed platform is where we worship Ezechukwokuka Biama. That God that be with our ancestors 1967 to 70 when the evil British and the Fulani Caliphate with their allies trying to wipe them out of this planet. But Ezechukwokuka Biama said no. This land must be saved. All that God, our leader must be free. We are talking about Mazi Nnamdi Okuchukwu, the way Nigeria gang up and kidnap him and rendition him from Kenya to Nigeria and lock him up. And he defeated them in their courts. But all of them said no, they can never obey the rule of law, the zoological rules. But we know that who always supported them is British. Everybody should know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not ordinary man to us. It's not that like other people that are killed. We are different people and we remain the difference. We are not Nigeria and we can never be. Let everybody know it. There's no Jupiter on this planet Earth can make we and the Yorubas be one. No. Because these people, the hatred towards Igbo people is uniting the Nigeria. So we must be free. Great Biafrans. Do you see what is going on in Nigeria today? Why Nigeria is sinking day by day? Because they are holding Umu Chineke down. They are holding a truthful man down. They are holding the only man who rejected evil. They are promising Mazi Nnamdi Kanu heaven and earth to come and be the vice president. He said no. They are promised him many things. He said no. And the people did not recognize that. No, nobody should take the only man we have in Igbo land away from us. We want them. We are telling them, no matter what Nnamdi Kanu demanded, let them save him. Let them release him and come to land table. Let us separated in peace. We said we don't want. How can I be here? Somebody from Futajeron, from Mali, from Senegalese, come down here and tell me what to do in my own land. And people look on and keep him quiet. But we said we have the kings, we have the chiefs, we have all these religious leaders, all the native doctors, all the political elite. Nobody's saying anything. You can come. Somebody telling me that God said if somebody slapped me from this side, I should turn the other side. Who on earth can do such thing? And everybody look on and keep quiet. Enough is enough. Great Biafrans, only us can save ourselves from these people. Only us. Nobody. Look at the price of everything. Is it caused by who? By one man, human being, not to Satan, not to God, human being like us. How can a human being determine that whether we should live or die? Is it not human being they are? Whatever they have on their hand that make us fear, let us go and get that thing. Let us support ESN, build yourself, train yourself hard. If they come, you stand. Let us get these people out of our way. These people don't want us to breathe. But remember, our leader said, if we don't destroy Nigeria, Nigeria will consume all of us. That is the word of our leader, the great man, the savior of our time, the prophets of our time. Please, great Biafrans, support ESN. Stay together with our leadership, DOS. Remember, Great Biafran, continue listening to Radio Biafran. In the morning by 5 o'clock, Mbanali will be on the air. By 7 o'clock, Chineke will be on the air. By, I don't know what's happening to our veteran, but we know with the time he will come up. After 12 to 3, you see Maza Rose coming up. From Maza Rose, Jonathan will take off. There is no way. If you see something that disturbing you, call Radio Biafra, seek, ask them. Don't go to social media starting following people who are in their room making sure. No, we have the root. We have the root. Thank you, Mazi. Great Biafrans. Stay together. Stay away from evil. Let us do this thing the way Ezechukwu Kabian want us to be. Ndewo nwa Chineke mere him. Bless you. Ndewo.
Bless you too, Ndewo. Thank you very much, Mazi. I appreciate. Mazi, you are live on Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion.
Mazi Mbanali,
Yes.
I returned back.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mazi Mbanali, you are a Biafran,
Definitely.
and this is your father's land.
Sure.
There is nothing any human being can do for you not to get this land.
Sure.
That's why we are here.
Yes.
And as far as that is concerned, I swear with my life, no human being, no, we don't want to insult this word. I'm telling you, because on this earth, who they arrogant, pass those world powers, pass those people in the United Nations that saw the stand and acquitted, given to our leader, they didn't have the card. Which school where they go? Which the law where that suit where they wear, then they do, which means we will not they save. Because they be liar. Anything they judge, we take it. They thief our land, they kill us, and our own lawyers. We have lawyers. As a full and have lawyers. All of them, we have our own. Let the Biafra lawyers go bring our leader out. And to look, I don't know, John or one year. Certain is trying to kill us and go and put their flag in Atlantic Ocean. And people are taking respect on what Martin Bala, these people don't know who we are. You say our leader then I'm the can. Okay, when more time, meaning I'm here now. I bag of friends, so I go buy 100,000 until I wake up in the my religious leaders. My father, my bishop, and my pastor, anyone who know what I am a taken all the religious leaders in Biafra land. No. You don't have the canoe. Okay, some more cases can. Also, Woye. Also, cases can. Also, content in a high man of childhood nest. But call to much cook cabiam. Also, cases can. Woye. Yeah, while I did chair. Yeah, while I don't go and in the night. I do not nation we take it from China, stay in your land. Japan, stay in your land. Israel, stay in your land. America, stay in your land. Fulani, you have your own territory. And I will say, you get out to your bus, you not get to your own territory. Then what can take our own? Thunder bomb, come, Oshepo, come, what can I get? But Jakia, that have the canoe, every little day, what you, Massive Banana, and I mentioned, Apo, where they put our, where I play leadership, then the ticket doesn't matter that. But I just police, you know, the same. Don't put every, and United Nations, the same, about the fact that the same. Because they never tell you about banana. These people have tried to if you see the moral in that chimunga, okay, so I'm telling you this. I want that child is not going baby. Send that's in the what time they die lawa. I thought I may say like ha I can no mercy. I don't know you be APC, you be PDP, my own mess home, we no more just to bloodshed them. All of you leaders say no more about can push it. Oh, my quack. Joe Biden, the Biafra no more. All challenge with the tunnel. Biafra, oh, my one on Japan, on America. All that are losing. These people are insulting us. Insulting a whole human being like them. Because they saw you discover you, my papa. Now you discover first.
Mazi, 1 minute.
What about our OC? Nonsense.
Conclude.
That chicken doesn't matter. That chicken doesn't matter. Shamu, Joe Biden, Shakamukra, nothing but to make go to Kalagale. Okay, okay, Mango Kakashas Kozumo. Also, she may be Macacabo, Maca, William, and anything arise. That's what I expect me to read. Any having been with that ticket, any dinner, I know that with any governor. I get Jack and Muteha. I get Jack and Muteha. Those people suffered us enough. Funny thought and the president Rala. Okay, money, and the common to okay, what time when I love a gaffang? I was telling some of the chores also. Tell them what Tinipu, but you're bad now, we don't know. Kekelu Wangaruma, Nakai, happy with Kai. Nalanga, what are you soon don't changa, Sakata, you put Yaya. I will put him out of Conquer and Sapot of that fango. So not to go more to Nepia. I be France.
Oh, hell, Biafra. Thank you very much. Okay, I have a caller on the line. Caller, you are welcome to Radio Biafra. This is Sunrise. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndewo.
Good morning to you, Mazi Sochima. Good morning.
Good morning.
Greetings to you, my beloved brothers and sisters. Chukwukikabiama is our strength, and we must continue on the right side of the truth. My name is Hugo, and I'm calling from the blessed land of Biafra. Mazi, you see, the high cost of living in the zoo today, the people to hold accountable about this is zoo politicians at the same time, and the people who supported APC evil party. When Tinubu say it is his own time for him to take his national cake, because that is exactly what he meant when he said it is my turn to rule Nigeria. So many people supported, so many people fought, even people that is voting against APC. But glad to Chukwuka Biama that what our leader said years ago is happening on the head of each and every Nigerian. Because if you see evil thing happening to your brother, I continue to say this every time. When you see evil happening to your neighbor, it's not compulsory to that your neighbor to be your brother. Happen to somebody like you, mankind like you, human being like you, the only thing you need to do is to condemn that evil. If you keep quiet in the name that this thing doesn't concern me, definitely it must visit you. If it didn't visit you, if it's going to happen to somebody that is dear to you, and that will make you to lament. That is the law of nature. So I'm saying this because of the Yoruba man you said that says something when it comes to the high level of intimidation that is happening to Igbo people. At the same time, our leader, Mazen Nandekano, the only man that came out boldly to say, stop killing my people. You are killing my people for so many past years. And they gang up against him. The worst part of it is that the people that are supposed to join this honest man and say this word, they withdraw and started fighting him by joining the enemies. They are helping the enemies to accomplish their mission in fighting this innocent savior of our own time, which is our leader, Mazen Nandekano. When we call our leader, Mazen Nandekano, savior, some people, they do feel unhappy. But I continue to tell you that the reason why you are not happy to hear that Nandekano is a savior is because you are an evil person. Even the Biafra, so many of you think you are talking today, we don't know who you are. You were nowhere to be found for so many past years. You don't come out boldly to talk about Biafra until Nandekano come and open that door. So why can't you recognize that you and him, you don't have the same talent? Because one thing, so many of you that is dying out of greediness, the reason why you are dying is because you fail to recognize that your gift is different from others. That is the reason why you are envy. When you see somebody doing something, you imagine to do that even more than that. But you are silent over so many years. So we are using this opportunity to remind you that the man you are holding, even out of the court, you say is going to decide. Finally, the court has finally decided. And all of you call yourself leaders in the zoo, but you are rulers. You are ruling over the masses. You disobey court order. You are holding this man, and you are saying in your mind, okay, what would they do? Definitely, we are telling you that you are preparing a war that can never end unless you do the right thing. So many of you will die. This war will continue because you lay foundation for it. The killings of innocent people going on in our land, the killings of the destruction of our our property happening in our land. You are destroying destroying our effort for so many years in building what you have denied us. You continue, you return back this time around to take that opportunity from, and you think that even if we give up, our children will never give up. We are telling all of you this, that you stop laying a very bad foundation, but you refuse. You must release innocent citizens you are holding. There are so many innocent Biafrans you kidnapped from our land, as you are holding our leader, intimidating so many people. You must release them. That is exactly what we are demanding from you. And better you do this, because if you think that we will give up, no, we will never give up in telling you the truth. And we will never give up in fighting for our right, because our rights are meant to be fought and get what we want. Mazi, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mazi. I appreciate your contribution. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody who has been part of this program this morning. This is where we will bring this program to an end. But before we do that, let me read this press release from IPOB. It is IPOB press release 16 of 16/02/2024. President Tinubu should lift ban on Ibeto cement to reduce cement cost, IPOB. Now, the priest that I spoke to yesterday that was talking about the cost of cement, you can be happy that there is an organization like IPOB that is here fighting for the reduction of the price of cement, the betterment of your life, the betterment of your life. That is what saving is. It says President Tinubu should lift ban on Ibeto cement to reduce cement cost, IPOB. The global family and movement of the indigenous people of Biafra, ably led by the great and indefatigable leader, Mazi Nnamdi Okuchukwu Kanu, calls on the Nigerian government to break the unfavorable Fulani monopoly on cement and other building materials currently being experienced in the country. The current suffering of Ndigbo, together with other Nigerians, are consequences of ethnic bigotry, policies against Ndigbo's business interests. The current suffering of Ndigbo, together with other Nigerians, are consequences of ethnic bigotry policies against Ndigbo's business interests. Dangote and BUA, the two Fulani-owned companies, have been unfairly favored, and the duo has monopolized cement business courtesy of the Nigeria government under the Obasanjo regime. The Nigerian ex-president, General Olusegun Obasanjo, confiscated the cement license belonging to an Igbo man, Ibeto Group. He rewarded his Fulani boys, Dangote and BUA, with the cement monopoly. Ibeto Group was selling cement at very low prices. Back then, prices of cement and other building materials were very affordable because of competition. Even civil and public servants with low minimum wages were able to build houses. But as soon as Ibeto and others were pushed out of business by the Nigeria government's wicked and ethnic prejudice policies, the price of cement started soaring out of the reach of the common man. Currently, a bag of cement is sold for almost 12,000 naira, while 12 millimeter of iron rod is sold at 13,000 naira. These prices are outrageous because capitalists have the backings of the government through monopoly to rip people off. If care is not taken, many Nigerians will become homeless in the next 5 years, while the capitalists will keep making more money. It is obvious to all and sundry that Dangote and BUA companies are ripping Nigerians off with the soaring price of cement. How can a country with over 200 million people allow only two companies to monopolize cement business in Nigeria? Since Dangote and BUA can't help reduce the price of cement and other building materials, someone like Ibeto Group with the capacity to bring down the price of cement should be given back his license to enter back into the Nigerian building materials market. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should shun tribal politics and suppressive policies by lifting the ban on Ibeto cement for the sake of Nigerians. There is no need for the Nigerian government to continue pursuing ethnic and economic strangulation policies against Ndiwo. The more the Nigerian government continues with the oppressive policies against Ndibo, the more Nigeria is going into the abyss. Ndibo are like roots. Even when a small part of it is left in the ground, it can grow back and become a giant tree. This is how God created Ndibo. No amount of envy and hatred can change that. If Alhaji Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, is interested in reducing the strangling price of cement and other building materials, he should contact Ibeto and other patriotic company owners of building materials for help immediately. Ibeto Group has the capability to crash the price of cement and other building materials in Nigeria. President Tinubu should lift the illegal ban on Ibeto cement so that he can freely compete with Dangote and BUA cement. Ibeto Group has the antidote to exorbitant pricing of cement and other building materials in Nigeria. President Tinubu should read the handwriting on the wall. The Fulani cabals and their monopolistic capitalists will frustrate his government by crippling the already struggling Nigerian economy. We are not begging the government not to allow Nigeria to implode. However, if Nigeria wants to crash, let them tumble. Meanwhile, Biafrans will continue to survive, eat and build houses before Biafra comes. In conclusion, if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is interested in curtailing the soaring price of cement, he should reverse the wicked and vicious policy of Olusegun Obasanjo and bring back Ibeto cement into the Nigerian market. Any government that restricts competition and monopoly is a wicked government that doesn't care about the people. Such a government is referred to as a government by the cabals and for the cabals. Tinubu should bring back fair market prices by allowing competition. Comrade Emma Powerful, Media and Publicity Secretary for IPOB. Okay, this is due to time. We are bringing this program to an end here. Thank you very much all for being part of this program. We'll have a conversation more on the conversation we had today. We'll continue tomorrow, the same time, same place, from 5 to 7 a.m. Thank you all and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Ndewo.